Well, it has been a good 24 hours for collectible toy maker Funko. You see the shares of the company up 21% in the session. It's been jumping on news of a $263 million investment from a consortium of investors, including former Disney CEO Bob Iger. Joining us now in an exclusive interview is Funko CEO Andrew Perlmutter. We've also got our very own Brian Sozzi here joining me at the desk. Huge news. Talk to me about how this came through, because it does, I think, really open up, at least I was thinking about this yesterday, about how it opens up the opportunities for the company when you've got somebody like Bob Iger on board.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. We are thrilled with this new partnership. They've had interest in Funko for quite some time. Timing never worked out. It seems like timing is perfect now, and you're right. The partnerships and the network that they bring to the table in a lot of the areas that we're looking to focus on, whether it be sports or tech, or entertainment. There's so many different exciting opportunities that this partnership will bring to bear that will just help us accelerate the brand growth, globally. We're thrilled with this. We couldn't be more excited to dive right in.
Andrew, a source told me that this move with the raising the capital investment removes an overhang to your company. What do you think that overhang was, and what were you hearing from investors?
Yeah, so we had a wonderful long-term investor with Akon, who was with us for the last 7 years. And as you know, after a period of time, PE firms need to diversify, and that time had come, and I think that's the overhang that you're referring to. And so this was a really well-timed transaction that allowed for somebody to get in and help us grow this company to the next level with some really good strategic partnerships. And it also allowed Akon to move on from their investment, which they had stated they were going to be doing.
I don't have to tell you this, Andrew. This is a large slug of money. Where specifically do you plan to use it?
Yeah, so I think that, when we take a look at our opportunities, we've talked about, the areas that we want to focus on, right? We're continuing to build our D2C infrastructure globally. We started in the US and we, moved into Europe. There's still a lot of opportunities globally. We have not maximized the US or Europe yet, not to mention the other countries around the world where our brand growth is significant. And so we believe we're going to need to invest in there. We've done a lot of infrastructure investment this year on the core business. And we think that, one of our growth pillars is maximizing that core, which is always at the heart of what we do. International growth. We think that there are opportunities to expand the business, similarly to how we did in Europe when we bought our distributor in London. And took that business direct, and now that's our second largest international growth territory. So we think that international growth, is huge. And then there's diversification of revenue. That's really important to us. You've seen us do that over the years, whether it be through Loungefly, which is our fastest growing brand in Europe, very exciting. There, if you walk through Disneyland, you'll see that every third or fourth person that you see is wearing a Loungefly backpack. That's indicative of that company's brand and the power of that brand. We acquired a game studio, Forrest and Brazon Creative. We're now, a go-to board game company in the industry. We launched collectible gaming platforms to connect, the collector and the gamer where they intersect. And we're really excited about that first launch with Marvel Battle World, and there's a lot more on the way. So, I think that focusing our energy on our avenues of growth and accelerating some of those areas, whether it be D2C or digital. We just had our largest ever NFT drop yesterday with a DC Comics drop with our newest partner, Warner Brothers. We had close to 500,000 people ready to buy that from Funko. That's the most we've ever had. We're super excited about that. And we think that this partnership could only help accelerate that.
And Andrew, you talk about NFTs. I mean, that's where I want to go here. You had already 63% increase in net sales over the quarter, which you just reported. But how much of a windfall do you think that NFT business is going to give you? We've heard some anecdotes just over the last week about whether or not the NFT market has kind of peaked here. I mean, how profitable, how lucrative do you think that business is for you?
Yeah, we read the same article and we were scratching our head because we're not experiencing what that article was highlighting. We actually think that there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, our approach to the NFT market is different than others. We are focusing on what we do best, which is accessible price points for a wide range of consumers. That's how Funko grew to be what it is today. Everyone's a fan of something, so we have something for every fan. We're approaching the NFT business in the same way. We are not going with really large price points. We're going with accessible price points, and we're connecting the physical products with the digital products, meaning that you have an opportunity to win a physical Funko Pop. Nobody else, to my knowledge, is doing that, and it's core to who we are and our brand. And we're starting to see that pay off because our core fans are now getting into the digital NFT business, as well as people who are into that digital NFT business who aren't maybe Funko fans. We just started our first physical product redemption cycle for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I believe Iron Maiden. And if you go on to the secondary market, you see people are excited that they're getting those, that they're starting to get the physical products. And our fans are saying, hey, I want in on that, right? And we're very excited about that. So we're not experiencing what you're referencing. We're only experiencing growth. And so we're really excited about the opportunities that it brings.
Andrew, I brought in, can you see this? My favorite Funko in honor of our interview today. It's my favorite. It's one of the few ones I own. LeBron.
This is life scale too, by the way. This is actually.
But it got me thinking yesterday that you've got big names like Bob Iger, the Chernin Group on board. You look at the Chernin Group, for example, they invested in a card game that then tied with Netflix for an animated content. And I wonder if that's kind of how you see things moving. And I guess for my sake, could we see an animated LeBron?
Yeah, I think that you really hit the nail on the head there. Rich Paul is part of the consortium that's investing in Funko. Obviously he's got a pretty substantial relationship with LeBron. So those are the type of connections that this new partnership with the Chernin Group brings to bear, whether they be, deepening our relationships in the sporting, in the world of sports or music, or, there's a lot of different opportunities within the entertainment. How do we take the Funko brand and IP to the next level? And we think that there's a lot of different opportunities, which you just hit on the head. And these are exciting opportunities that lie ahead that we're going to be exploring, with our partners.
All right, Funko CEO Andrew Perlmutter, and we've got our own Funko LeBron James here on set as well. Ryan Stasi, thanks again for that conversation. Appreciate it.